Payoff pitch. High drive. Deep left. Grand slam! Bobby Witt Jr. wins it. Sensational.
So, Mike, is this the boost that the Royals need? Because, you know, when you look at the schedule, and of course we're talking Royals, and you got on the Dodgers jersey. I'm not sure how you were a Dodgers fan. Like, talk about if this is the boost that you feel like the Royals need.
This is the boost the Royals needed for the trade value of Bobby Witt.
They're not trading Bobby Witt Jr.
It's
not gonna happen.
Okay. Well, they're like the minor league divisions for all the MLB teams. So they need to just take these players and trade them. I mean, what are they, 30 games below first?
Yeah.
What are you keeping him for? So he can leave when he's a free agent?
Yeah. You know, when you look at the Royals, and right now they are 30-75. They are last place in the AL Central.
In the league.
And it's, man,
Athletics have 29 wins.
They are, you look at what's happening with this team, right? And the talks of moving downtown, new ballpark. They're 8 years removed from a World Series. From a World Series, like you're not that far. Like, think about how long it was since they were in the World Series, 2015. Before that, 85. Like a definite drought from 85 to 2015, right? So 8 years isn't a long time. Now I know Royals fans will say, "Oh, well, what have you done for me lately?" Like, this is a city that has. If the Chiefs weren't winning, I think the magnifying glass would be more on the Royals, but the Chiefs are winning, so it's like, football season's almost here. We got training camp. We got Patrick Mahomes playing golf. We got Patrick Mahomes at the SBs. We got the Chiefs doing this, Chiefs doing that. So the magnifying glass isn't on the Royals right now, and although they are terrible,
horrible,
they still do stuff like this.
They're like white noise in here in Kansas City, but
white noise.
the 8 years from a World Series is a little bit different, as in if you speak of a team like the Dodgers, the Yankees, Red Sox or so, because of the structure of the management and how they run their team. Hosmer, Salvi, and the players that they had, that was kind of what they drafted, and they got lucky, and it was just a good nucleus at the right time with the right players in the league, that, you know, and how they did everything. They let everybody go. They didn't trade them when they needed to trade them, knowing that everybody was going to leave. They only held on to Salvi.
Yeah.
Management is in shambles. I don't know how you take a losing team like this and then give them new stuff.
It's all about money. But and to piggyback on that part of it, it's how do you take a team like this and not give them new stuff? It's like, how do you take a team like this and build new stuff? Right, because nobody's giving them anything, because the city's going to have to come out 150 million, or I can't even say 150 million. It's probably going to be a lot more than that. Like, taxes are going to go up.
You see how much they're giving for that new park going on Grand?
Yeah, of course.
Where's this money coming from?
City.
Patrick Mahomes.
City
Patrick Mahomes is donating some of his contract. He needs to donate some of his contract to bring back Chris Jones. But
we're going to talk about Chris Jones next.
They just need to trade all their players and get as many assets and as much value as they can before they lose them, because this is just what happens after 85. They build up these new players, Bo Jackson, Johnny Damon, Jermaine Dye, all these players they build up, and then they just go to another team and they're more successful and they get the bag there, and then the Royals are just starting all over again. And I other than from 2015 and prior, when they got Hosmer and all those players, I don't remember them really even drafting well. I mean, Johnny Damon and other players or so, but then they leave. So I don't understand how they don't recognize the cycle.
No, I mean, and that was a part of the Glass family and that whole front office. And I understand. I get that part of it. It's like, all right, you got to draft, you got to build up your farm system. But now, I mean, the Royals have had players that have started playing young. I mean, you look at the Salvador Perez. He panned out. You look at Eric Osmer, Lorenzo Cain, Jared Dyson. All those guys were in the same farm and came up all together. And I think that's how you win for a team like the Royals. That's how you win. If money can't buy you wins, like the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Angels, right? Like if money can't buy you wins, then you've got to build up your farm system, have these young guys playing together, and I know it's a long shot, but hopefully in a 5 to 10 year span that these guys are with your through the 5 to 10 year span that these guys are with your organization, they'll be able to be up to the majors and hopefully do something.
You spoke about the Dodgers. We have one of the best farm systems, and we have the money, so we're like that anomaly. So
they're spending money. They're spending a lot of money.
But they still have one of the best farm
Mookie Betts, did he come from your farm system?
But look what they traded. Look what they traded to get Mookie.
Okay.
Look at their farm system. Clayton Kershaw. Look at our pitching staff. All came from the farm system.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if the Royals are able to make some moves. But the Chiefs, they're not making any moves on Chris Jones. The Kansas City Chiefs are 9 days into this year's training camp, and the leader of the defense, Chris Jones, has not reported to camp yet. So Jones is heading into his final year of his 4-year, $80 million deal with the Chiefs. He is currently set to become an unrestricted free agent in 2024. So Jones is accruing a $50,000 per day fine since he's missing camp. Should the Chiefs fans have how high should their panic meter be?
High.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you this 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I said they should have traded Chris Jones, and you were talking about the nucleus and how like having that team together that won a Super Bowl and that chemistry together. And I was just reiterating, like, this is a business. He is an asset. He is a commodity or whatever. And you need to take that commodity. And if you have Patrick Mahomes and build off that and get more draft picks to get younger, cheaper players that are better, that can pan out. Now you have Travis Kelce, who got his money. They gave some money to MVS, which is trash. Patrick Mahomes got his money. And then you have some running backs that may or may not be with the team after this year. You traded those. If you would have traded Chris Jones and put the franchise tag on him when Miami had like 3 first-round draft picks, and you would have had whoever they drafted or so, and then you had cheaper players, and you can still run it back with younger, better players.
But you can't. And my question would be to this, and this is the question that a lot of Chiefs fans have, and this is taking fandom out of it. Would the Chiefs? There's 2 questions. Would the Chiefs have won a Super Bowl last year without Chris Jones, or even made it to the Super Bowl? And on top of that, is this team better or worse when they have Chris Jones?
Which rookie would have drafted that would have took his place? There's a plethora of defensive linemen that came out of this draft and the draft before and the draft before that. So that's speculative.
But sometimes, and you know this, you got on a Dodgers jersey. Sometimes you got to play for championships.
You do.
And sometimes you got to spend the money to make money. And
I've never seen the Chiefs spend money.
They spend it on Patrick Mahomes.
Well,
they spend it on Travis Kelce.
He's the GOAT, and that's the GOAT's. That's the GOAT's.
They've spent it. They've spent money before in the past, and that's when they've done some not so smart things. I would say this: they've become a lot better with their spending, because you look at a Tamba Hali contract. You look at it, and I'm just going here recently with guys on defense. You look at a Tamba Hali contract. You look at a Justin Houston contract. You look at Eric Berry contract, a Derek Johnson contract. All those contracts, those are guys that they should have done away with. But because they want to give the hometown a fan-friendly deal, they've kept those guys around a couple of years too long, and it's cost them.
Bill Belichick.
Exactly. I agree.
They just there should be no loyalty in business. There should be no loyalty in this business.
Yeah. Yeah. But and you look at Chris, do you think that he'll show up for camp? No? Okay.
Because look what he did.
Yeah.
I was just watching the 2022 AFC Championship game.
I watched that yesterday too. Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday. I thought it was the one where they lost, so I kind of made a post like, hey, Chiefs fans, turn in the game, whatever.
Yeah, I know you low-key a Chiefs fan. That's okay.
Nah.
It's okay. All right. Jaylen Brown, he signed in the NBA's first $300 million contract. So who could be the first to reach $400 million?
Giannis.
You think so?
Giannis. I don't think that what was the guy Jokic? I don't think that he'll take a contract like that.
Mhm.
He seems like a modest guy. I mean, Giannis seems like a modest guy, but
So in 1996, Juwan Howard became the first player in NBA history to sign a $100 million deal. And it took 2 decades before Mike Conley, he signed his $150 million deal. And then in 2016, Steph Curry broke the $200 million barrier. So now, 6 years later, Jaylen Brown, he's broke the $300 million barrier. Let me ask you, where does that leave Jason Tatum?
free agent.
If they sign the Supermax extension to Jaylen Brown, and I feel like Jason Tatum's a much better player than Jaylen Brown.
Of course.
They signed him to a Supermax. I feel like you could go and take that $300 million, spread it around to some A-list support cast. I'm not talking Supermax guys. I'm talking to like A-list support cast guys, 150 million here, 150 million there. And I feel like you'd be pretty solid. Jason Tatum's your star.
Somebody offers you $300 million, you're gonna turn it down? It's not for the player to manage the books.
No, I'm not saying him. I'm saying the front office. They should have said, all right, we're gonna dangle this carrot out there and see what who will bite, what takers we can get.
Who's coming to Boston though?
A lot of people like Jason Tatum.
They like Jason Tatum, but they don't like Boston.
Okay.
That's not a free agent market. That's not somewhere where you say like, oh man, my options are Chicago, Boston, and LA. What do you think they're gonna pick?
Yeah, I just feel like you are getting a guy that is not your superstar, but he's getting superstar money.
A lot of players that are not.
Yeah. That's the argument in the league.
There's a lot of players because of inflation or so. Like, I mean, just think if Juwan Howard as a role player that he's become, if he was in this league, he'll get $200 million. Look what Austin Reeves? Look what he got. He was just a role player. They just need to get away with the salary cap.
In the league, NBA, I think in all leagues, salary cap need to be gone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Colorado votes to leave Pac-12 for Big 12 in latest conference realignment move. So the University of Colorado is leaving the Pac-12 to return to the Big 12 after signaling the latest major move in conference realignment. So Colorado voted on this decision to head back to the Big 12. The conference called its home from 1996 to 2010 at the Board of Trustees meeting on Thursday afternoon. It was a unanimous vote of 9-0.
Pac-12 is now floating in the Pacific Ocean all by itself with like 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just stacking up leagues and conferences, which brings me to the question: what is Notre Dame going to do, being on an island like that? This is good for Colorado with Deion Sanders.
And you brought up Deion. This move happened just days after the Pac-12 commissioner compared the star power of Deion Sanders to Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
Same, Beyonce.
And here's the thing, Deion. Since we're on talking about Deion, wherever he goes right now, touches the gold. You look at Jackson State, you see what he did for that university, and not only the university but the HBCU as a whole. You look at Colorado. We see what Deion has done for Colorado in his short few months there and hasn't even played a game yet, other than spring games. We've seen what he's done to the university, and I think now they're saying that we see what he's done for the Pac-12 as a whole, but I think it was too little, too late. If Deion would have come 2 years ago, I think the Pac-12 would be in a much better space, because you think about what happens when Jackson State went on road games.
Oh, it was packed house.
Packed house. What happened when spring semester, when the spring game came?
Packed house.
That's what he means. It's like it's that aura, that Deion Sanders aura. Prime time. He's in the building. We're going to see him, whether they win or lose. We're still going to check him out.
I think it's less people that's going to come when they start losing. When does this take effect? Do they play in the Big
next
12
year?
This year?
Yeah, they play in Big 12 next year.
Oh,
It's the next year they're in Big 12. But you have OU leaving.
And they went to the SEC.
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna change recruiting a lot. Only thing that can stop this is losing, because not too many people are watching Colorado. I don't see any. I don't hear of any too many high powered 5 stars on that team. Who runs the Big 12 in football? Texas is an SEC now. Texas A&M SEC now. KU's trash.
You got K-State. You got Texas. You got
Texas SEC.
You got I think K-State right now is
Iowa State.
the premier.
Iowa. I think Iowa.
Yeah, you got Baylor. You got a lot of schools that are good. I mean, you look at the Big 12 this year. I think they had 5 ranked teams in the top 25 this year at one time.
Won't be Colorado.
If Dion has anything to say, what it will be.
I don't see too many kids just getting recruited and going to Colorado though. It's just not like that's just not a recruiting destination or so,
Okay, and I tell you who's been doing some recruiting. It's The Rock. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has created a new NIL program for Zoa Energy. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is tapping student athletes to help promote his energy drink, Zoa Energy. The Rock's Warriors will be their name, and it will be an annual NIL program featuring athletes selected by Johnson, a former college athlete himself. So, who do you think? Who do you think his number one athlete right now? Who's the number one player in college, like that you see everywhere, whether it be man or woman? Who would be your number one go-to if you're looking at a college player?
Well, before his heart attack, it would have been Bronny. Sorry, like it would have been Bronny. He has over 2 million followers. He's in the LA market or so. He has the name. He has the dad.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a list of names. This is his inaugural class. Angel Reese, of course, LSU basketball player. Hansel Emmanuel. He's going to Austin Peay State University. He's the kid with the amputee. Yes. He so you like Marvin Harrison Jr. Of course, we know his dad.
Yeah.
We have Drake May going to University of North Carolina. For football, we got Cam Kitchens. He's going to University of Miami, and Amaya Gaynor, softball players, Florida A&M.
Oh, Marvin and Brock Bowers. Those are, I think Brock is in the NFL now, right?
No, he's
still at Georgia. Okay, yeah,
Georgia.
Yeah. So he's going to be in the NFL next year. Marvin's going to be in the NFL next year or whatever.
Let me ask you this: The Rock call you? Are you? What are you saying? It's an NIL deal.
I know it's a check coming behind it. Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't turn down money. yeah. The best drink. Listen, I will represent Coke and Pepsi at the same time.
Well, my point was Angel Reese. We talked about Jazz and I talked about her last week, and the fact that she's just all over the place. She's making a lot more than
happens.
She's making more money than a lot of WNBA players are making right now.
That's why she said she didn't leave LSU, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because she said I can make more money going to school than I can, and that's wild to think that how college sports and the NIL deals have positioned young athletes to make more money. Well, in the WNBA aspect or so. So that means that the WNBA needs to look at how they're structuring things and how they're paying people. But then they also have to get the people to come and watch the games.
It's really interesting because you look at like The Rock, his name alone can sell a brand, right? Like I think his name alone can sell a brand, but there's only a matter of time that his name is no longer going to be with the youth, right? Like there's you grow. Sometimes you grow out of your name grows out of ages out, if that makes sense. So now he's tapping into who are the youth looking up to? Angel Reese, the Bayou Barbie. You got a lot of high school girls that are like, I want to be like the Bayou Barbie. And then you see a lot of these kids that are now drinking that. I can't remember the name of that energy drink. It's called Prime. They sell it in Quick Trip. They sell it in Walmart. And so the brothers, I can't remember their name. The brother, they were YouTube stars. What's the brothers' names? YouTube brothers.
The YouTube stars that were
they're in the boxing now. They're in the boxing. One fought Floyd Mayweather.
I'm thinking you're talking about I'm an island boy.
No.
YouTube star. Are you talking about the guy who made a name for himself? Whatever. Yeah.
So
He just got knocked out,
anyway,
didn't he?
yeah. So anyway, they have started their energy drink prime, and I think The Rock is kind of leaning into that space.
The Rock had some negative publicity a couple of months ago. He got dropped from Disney.
Well, I mean, sometimes things happen.
Things
Things happen.
Organizing and plotting a kidnapping.
Things happen. Logan Paul, who came up with energy drink prime. So I think that The Rock and Logan Paul has all the kids drinking this prime.
To be an influencer, right?
They have energy drink, and they also have like a Gatorade type prime drink that doesn't have like all the energy stuff in it.
It seems now all you need is 500,000 followers and corporations following now.
Yeah, that's it.
You can get whatever you want now. You can give the young youth some poison.
Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
I can't say this.
Thanks, Darius. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. But yeah, I think The Rock is just he's tapping into that market, and we'll see. So are you buying or selling on this this energy drink? That
I'm trying to live until I'm like 90, so I'm not drinking anything, especially something The Rock puts out.
All right. So a popular doctor says some interesting things about Bronny James. So he said his career could be over after cardiac arrest. So the James family suffered a huge scare on Monday when Bronny James, the son of Los Angeles Lakers superstar Bronny James, right?
I'm mad that I'm smiling.
He went into cardiac arrest. The medical emergency occurred during an informal workout at USC with his teammates.
Second USC player.
Yep.
A cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
So
is there any parallels with that? Because I saw it that, I saw the report about that, but is there any parallels?
I don't know. My first question is that Bronny James being the person that he is and the father that he has and the upbringing that he has and all the money that LeBron puts in his body, how did this get missed? That's one. Two, that's a bad coincidence to have two players back-to-back years. This is not like a 5-year span, a 10-year span, that you have two players that have cardiac arrest issues, have heart issues. And then three, I just think it's fitting that the one thing that some players or some people think that LeBron lacks in clutch moments is heart. I know this is probably bad.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Wow. Okay.
But the first point is that I wonder how that LeBron, with the power that he has, the money and the resources that he has, how did this get missed for 18 years? LeBron puts about $1 million+ into his body. His son, a remarkable player, and has all the resources and availability to doctors, players, everything, and how this is just now coming up now. Is he on steroids? With the like I've been saying this, there was allegations at LeBron. How can you go so many years without a major injury?
Man, this is it's crazy. When you look at a top tier athlete, normally you get your physical done,
yearly.
You have to get it done before you participate in any sport on any level. You get a physical done, and then they have those. I believe in young people, they have those heart physicals that you're able to go and they do like the heart tests for just like a heart. I don't remember the name of the actual test that they do, but it's where, it's like a stress test for youth. And so, because there's been so many of these youth sports,
one in football
events that have happened. Yeah. So my take on it is you have Bronny, who's a top tier, like you said, a top tier athlete. You want to say that, oh, well, okay, well, he's had all this testing done. LeBron makes this much money, but sometimes things happen. You just don't know. We don't really know what happened. It was a report that said he had cardiac arrest. He could have just had shortness of breath. Of course, LA market is going to take it. TMZ market is going to take it as, oh, he's a cardiac arrest. We don't know. We didn't hear anything about CPR. We didn't hear anything about a defibrillator, anything like that. So right now we're just going off the report of he was cardiac arrest.
But you did say a well-known doctor said this can end his career, though.
Yeah, will it? We've seen DeMar Hamlin within a matter of months after CPR was performed. He's back. He's back on the field. He just went back to playing football yesterday.
With Hamlin, though, he got hit in the right spot or the wrong spot at the wrong time that caused that. With Bronny, this is just, he's walking and chewing bubblegum. He's at practice, and then something happens. So
we speculate.
Right. So this is not something like he didn't get hit that caused it. Like
we don't know if he was going off a screen. We don't know if we don't. I mean, we just don't know.
That's sad though.
Yeah, it very much so, because you have 2 star talents in your family, 3 star talents. I'm sorry, you have LeBron, of course, the dad, and you have Bronny and Bryce. Bronny is the older of the 2, and I don't want to forget his daughter as well. So if he's done, let's just say Bronny's done, and I hope that he is, and I hope he's able to have a phenomenal career. However, if he's done, does this change the narrative of LeBron going back to playing basketball?
I think he plays out one more year, but I think that if this becomes more serious, I think he takes time. I think he leaves to be with his, with his son and his family.
Yeah, I would,
because he doesn't have anything else to prove, and now it's just about the well-being and the longevity of life for his son.
Yeah, I agree, because you look at Bronny, and LeBron's come out and said, "Hey, I'm staying in the NBA. I just want to play with my son."
That's tough, man. You go all these years and get all this hype or whatever, and something that is uncontrollable. Like I can understand if you tore your ACL or your Achilles
right
or something like that, but like something like this.
Agreed. All right, so Kevin Durant says he's helped lift the NBA's marijuana ban, and he wants his own team in Seattle. So KD is one of sports' biggest brands, but he enters his 17th year in the NBA. And the Phoenix Suns superstar has talked about, basketball in the future of the NBA and businesses off the court. And Durant spoke on a lot of topics during an interview at his media company boardroom. They had every year they have what's called Game Plan Summit, and it's basically like bringing a lot of businesses and talk about just business in LA. And so he was on CNBC, which was on Tuesday, and let's see what KD had to say.
You also, by the way, invested in a number of cannabis companies.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious about your decision to be public about that, and what I assume, does Adam Silver call you up and say?
No,
hey,
I actually called him and advocated for him to take marijuana off the banned substance list. I just felt like it was becoming a thing around the country, around the world, that it was, the stigma behind it wasn't as negative as it was before. It doesn't affect you in any negative way. So I just felt like it was.
And what did Adam tell you when you said this to him?
He agreed, and you see where we.
Well, now they've actually told players you can invest and you can smoke and everything else. I think.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, definitely. Marijuana is.
But you were a pioneer, if you will.
I wouldn't call myself a pioneer. Not at all. But
a public pioneer. How about that?
I wouldn't say that either. But. I just enjoy the plant. I mean, as simple as that. And
so what did you tell Adam? How did you persuade him?
Well, he smelled it when I walked in. So I didn't really have to say much. You know what I'm saying? He kind of understood where this was going. And then, I mean, it's the NBA, man. Everybody is like, I hate to be. Everybody does it, to be honest. It's like wine at this point.
My question about this is, why did Travis Kelce get so much flack when he was asked about in the NFL, everybody does it, and then KD is praised when he said everybody does it, meaning in the NBA?
Well, you have a different demographic, you have a different audience. NBA has a little bit more liberal. NFL can now promote alcohol and Bud Light.
Gambling as well.
Yeah. I just think of this, though. You should have played the clip when it was the All-Star game, and you can hear KD saying, pass that blunt, before it was legal. That would be the best advocate of why marijuana. It's just a different league. You have a different audience. You have a different crowd that buys tickets. And that's the reason why Kevin Durant can get away with it, and Travis Kelce is getting some flack for it.
Yeah, I just feel like, first of all, no, it's two different leagues. However, it's cool to see because KD hasn't always been this forthcoming, right? Like he's what the leader of burner Twitter accounts. So I'm just happy to see KD come out and speaking out loud like this. Like, oh well, yeah, he smelt it on me, so he knew what time like he knew what time it was.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see KD as candid as he was in his interview. But for him to say that everybody does it, is that 80% of the NBA? Is that 90%? What is it?
I would say 80. And I think that some players who got suspended years prior before all this, before it became legal and kind of passive in the NBA, should be a little mad. What was the guy's name that played for the Cleveland Browns that had the problem with marijuana?
Josh Gordon.
He can be $100 million man right now, and,
Yeah.
and smoking weed in the NFL.
I mean, yeah, Ricky Williams. Yeah, a lot of guys that have been, kicked out of leagues for at one time, which was a banned substance.
I think the more information that comes out about marijuana and how it is a better remedy to help decrease pain rather than pain meds. And all the information that we're getting about the pain meds and the shots that they've been giving these players over the years, I think it would be used more, and it'll be eliminated in all leagues here pretty soon.
All right, Bills running back Nyheim Hines. He's expected to miss the 2023 season after suffering a knee injury. So Buffalo Bills running back Nyheim Hines is not going to be able to play this 2023 season. He suffered a significant knee injury offside and is expected to miss the entire upcoming season. So the NFL Network's insider Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero reported on Monday, per sources of some information has come out about it. So Hines was sitting stationary on a jet ski and was struck by another rider, sustaining a serious non-life threatening injury. So he suffered an ACL tear in his left knee.
Who was the other jet ski rider?
I don't know. But a new report has come out just yesterday saying that Nyheim Hines may have to forfeit his $2.5 million for this contract season and have to pay back money to the Buffalo Bills.
I don't think that's fair.
Why not?
Well, I don't know the parameters of his contract, because I know like motorcycles and other dangerous.
I mean, you can be on a boat.
You can be on a boat.
We see guys on boats every off season. So what's the difference?
The NFL is good at trying to take all the money back from the players' owners. If they're not in the facility, if they're not practicing or working on their craft, and they injure themselves, any way they can take money back is what they'll do. If it's actually true that he was sitting on a jet ski and somebody struck him, like I said, it's a business, and you can't be loyal. And if I can get $1 back, then why not? Unfortunate though.
Yeah, I get it. Motorcycles, I get in some contracts there are, you can't do things that are detrimental to your health. I don't see jet ski being one of those. But I mean,
if it's in his contract and he did it, that's on him.
Yeah. So it says Hines received $600,000 of his signing bonus. The Bills, per multiple sources, have proposed withholding $400,000 installment due later this year, along with the $100,000 workout bonus that Hines earned earlier this season. This will represent a reimbursement of half of the signing bonus covered the 2-year contract. So the Bills are also willing to pay Hines $289,000 in 2023, which matches the highest amount that can be paid to a practice squad player. If Hines doesn't accept the offer to give up the $500,000 he earned in bonus money and receive $289,000, the Bills will, 1, keep the $500,000 and 2, potentially pursue the $1.5 million signing bonus allocated for the 2023 season from Hines' prior contract with the Colts.
The $100,000 workout bonus, I don't think that needs to be taken away, because if you went there and you worked out and you got the money, then you should keep it. Like I said, I don't know the details of his contract, but if the contract stated that he shouldn't do things like that, but then the wording can be very vague, and this is when you have to go to your players association and you have to have them fight for you, and hopefully he can win.
Yeah.
I can see where the Bills are coming from at this, because now they could have signed Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, Ronald Jones. There's a plethora of other players that they could have signed that can help them because they're a Super Bowl contending team. And Naheem Hines, he's a good running back that can catch it out of the backfield or so, and that's something that you need. And they have Damian Harris too on that.
Well, it sounds like a Bills problem to me.
Coming from a Chiefs fan.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we will discuss Burger King selling a $292 burger with no pickles. Keep it locked in. This is a W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure Greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocery, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show, use hashtag talk about it, and we will talk about whatever topic you want. So, Burger King, they have a $292 burger. Burger King in Thailand, which recently went viral for offering an extremely literal cheeseburger consisting of nothing more than 20 slices of American cheese, is back in the news again with a Whopper of a social media stunt. Get it? Whopper? No, so it's called the Real Meat Burger. It has 3 patties, and you're able to, basically pay for additional patties. But it doesn't have pickles, ketchup, lettuce, mustard, tomato, mayo, nothing that comes on a regular Whopper. It's just all meat.
Why do they have to tell us that it's real meat? Like, was it fake meat before?
I don't know. But
I need ketchup.
One guy made it a $292 burger.
Look at this guy.
So yeah, are you like that burger?
Homeless people in the world are mad. Look at this, man. This is crazy.
Nah, man, no way. There's no way no one could eat that. No. But we talked about the all meat cheeseburger. I mean, all cheese burger last week with just nothing but slices of cheese.
I just think toilet when I see that, man. Like, that's disgusting. What kind of cheese is it?
American in Thailand. Oh man, that's funny. So former football star Kylian Mbappe has reportedly turned down a meeting and contract with Saudi Arabian football club Al Hilal. According to multiple reports, so Mbappe became the talk of the sporting world earlier this week after reports that Al Hilal was ready to put a world record fee together and pay $332 million for Mbappe. So his salary would have been $775 million.
$775 million.
$775 million to transfer. And he's only 24 years old, so that's a lot of money. However, he turned it down.
Because he knows he can get more.
He knows he can get more. So he's going into his last year of his contract with his current team. And so he's waiting to see what he can get after his contract runs out.
We played the wrong sport.
But the crazy thing is, so soccer was never like introduced to me when I was a kid. Like I didn't think of soccer, we grew up knowing basketball, baseball, and football. That's it.
I think
and golf. I played golf as a kid, but
I think 1 year in summer school at Satchel Paige, they did a little round of like different sports,
Yeah.
And I think that if more Black Americans played soccer, I think we would take over the sports. Like, I think somebody else said that. Like, think about LeBron James just running down the soccer field, whatever, kicking the ball.
But would he be LeBron James though? He wouldn't be LeBron James. Like that wouldn't be.
He wouldn't be our LeBron James. He would be this $775 million guy. I'm just talking about the pure athleticism of it and like how athletic LeBron is, Allen Iverson, Kobe, and certain players. Like, think about if they would have took their athleticism and put it with that skill set of soccer and how financially richer they would be compared to today.
If you can, just because you can run, jump, dunk, shoot a three, lay up, all that doesn't mean that you can kick a soccer ball.
That's what I said. If you just take that athleticism and put it with that skill set and learn over the years, like if we was introduced to soccer at like the age of 4 or 5, if you're either good or not good, right? And I think that just being a freak of nature, there's still footwork in the NFL and in basketball. It's just muscle memory, right?
Yeah, but the best players in the world are European.
Because of soccer?
Soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying best soccer players in the world are European. So I just think when you think about as a whole, just look at soccer. And we'll talk about the U.S. women's national team here in a minute, but when you look at soccer, they're much more advanced than Americans are. Why? Because they play it all the time.
Athleticism. You talking about like pure athleticism?
No, I'm talking about just skill. I'm talking about skill.
Yeah. But then take LeBron or take Kobe's or take Michael Jordan's athleticism and take Giannis. Well, Giannis is European. Take their athleticism and then give them the training to get the skill set to play soccer and think about how that would be. Pac-Man Jones just ran a 4.5 at the age of 40. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
So teach him how to play soccer and just think about that.
That's different though. Like just because you can run a 4.5 and 40 yards doesn't mean that you're able to play soccer. Like that's an endurance sport.
That's an endurance. But if you're quick and you can make quick moves and faster than everybody else, then you can be good.
Yeah. Speaking of good, is the U.S. women's national team, is this a must-win year for them?
Yeah, it's America.
So the U.S. women's national team, they fought back to win on last Thursday against Netherlands in the 2019 World Cup final rematch. So they had a draw 1-1 on Thursday for the 2023 U.S. in the Women's World Cup. So is it trophy or bust this year in the U.S. women's national team World Cup?
Always win.
Okay.
It's the name of the show.
Okay. Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing.
It's the only thing.
On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we're going to dive into our Hater 11 segment. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
With Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
FPS Security is here to secure greater KC protection where you need them most. Social events, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, small businesses, and more. Call FPS Security at 816-379-3600 or visit fpssecuritykc.com. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Reliable, fast, and professional service.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors: classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocery, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Hate it.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right. First up on our Hate It or Love It segment, sneakers of the week. So up first, we have the Air Jordan 3 Palominos. You like these?
Yeah, I like them.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You sure you like these?
Let me take a look.
Because, I mean,
yeah, I'll rock them.
A lot of people can't really deal with the mocha, with the tan, and it's different shades of brown. I like them. I like them too.
Hey, listen, I'll rock them. How much are they?
They were about 190, I think. 190 too much.
I don't like them that much.
Air Jordan 3s. All right, so Nike Dunk Highs. Gray with the gold swoosh. No? Okay. Nike Air Max 1, the women's rugged orange.
So what's the real difference between them and them, though?
Between what?
Well, it's got some brown in it. That look a little mocha. You got a little red. That look a little brownish red.
Different shades.
Yeah.
All right, so Nike Air Max 1, Puerto Rico, Blue Gale.
Where'd they come up with these names?
Man, they have a Puerto Rican flag on the back. Maybe that's why.
I guess so. Yeah, I'll rock them. I'll rock all of them but the dunks. Obviously, I can't rock the women's.
What's your favorite?
It'd have to be the Puerto Ricos. Yeah.
Okay.
That aqua blue.
All right. So, man, this is interesting to me. So FIBA, they introduced a new LED interactive basketball court. Hate it or love it.
Hate it. What you need LED lights for?
Let's see the court.
What are you doing here? Is this for introductions?
This is it's pretty dope. So this basketball court, basically, it's according to Front Office Sports, this court is being featured in Madrid at the FIBA World Cup. Additionally, the state of the art court is interactive and it can provide rating, sponsorships, and live player stats on the court.
I just feel like playing on that court is going to give somebody cancer one day from the A's or something. Man, like, just keep the game the game.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but we'll see. Maybe because we see a lot of times with the NBA now, they've done some things with the court where they put like an overlay on it, but it's not really happening on the court. Like if you're watching on TV, they have an overlay over it to show like sponsors and things, but it's not really happening if like in the arena.
Right. But it's changing colors as they're playing. Like no, man, listen, that can be a deterrent. Like I'm dribbling the ball or whatever, then I'm thinking it's a defender or whatever, and it's just a hieroglyphic coming up or whatever and stuff like that. And we lose the game.
Gotta be smarter than that.
I hate it.
All right, so Sixers star James Harden gives his all-time NBA starting lineup. Hate or love it.
I hate it because is he still a Sixer? Like you said, Sixer star. I was like, I didn't even think he was still playing for him.
All right, so his James Harden gives his all-time starting lineup. And so can you guess who's on the starting lineup?
Better not be LeBron.
Well, that's the first person. So LeBron James is at point guard. Kobe is at the shooting guard. Michael Jordan is at the small forward. Tim Duncan at the power forward spot. And Shaquille O'Neal at the center.
See, this is why he'll never win. Why do you have Michael at the 3?
Why not? It doesn't matter in today's game anyway.
Right, it doesn't. But
they're all interchangeable.
Yeah, Duncan and Shaq are cool, but yeah, I hate it.
All right, so Colin Kaepernick, he's been spotted working out. He's basically working out with some NFL stars. So Jaylen Waddle says the QB has a rocket arm amid comeback attempt. Hater love it.
I love him and everything that he's done, but dude, it's over. Like they not letting you back in, man. Like he just keeps on going back to this old girlfriend that has moved on.
All right, so Colin Kaepernick,
he's gonna be 70 years old. He's still able to throw.
Cap hasn't taken an NFL snap in 7 years, but the former 49ers quarterback recently said he's still eyeing a return to the field. Now he has an endorsement of some of his prominent peers with All-Pro wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and Jaylen Waddle among players who recently joined Colin Kaepernick for a workout. And they spoke highly of him, said he has a rocket arm.
Are they supposed to speak negatively of him? Like if I invite you somewhere and be like, oh man, Steve is trash, he ain't got it no more. Like, no, I think what I really would like to see since they're high, on him and talk about his rocket arm, I would like to see him get a coaching job.
Huh.
He can't play anymore. Is it bad to say that he can be somewhat of a consultant for QBs?
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, like you don't have to be like last I checked, you can be a player, you can be a coach, you can be in the front office, you can be a ball boy, you can be a water boy, you can be a scout.
But do you think he could still play like at 35 years old?
And Pac-Man Jones just ran a 4.5. I think anybody can still play. I mean, I can name a couple other trash quarterbacks that were still playing. I mean, if he can still process the game and process the defense and read the defense and still throw, yeah, he can still play, but that's not enough. But I would like to see him in a coaching position.
And as far as so let's look at Kaepernick, 35. So he shared a promotional video on Monday in which he can be seen throwing to passes at Nike's World Headquarters in Oregon. So people that were at the workout were CeeDee Lamb, Jaylen Waddle, Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, Chris Olave, and Kendrick Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
And they all said that Cap was balling. But again, and I tell people this, it's much different when you're playing against air.
Yeah.
Than when you put pads on.
Yeah, air is not a 235 linebacker trying to rip your head off, So, yeah, that's what I said. If he can process, the plays and the defense and still, throw, then yeah, give him a job, a backup, whatever. I mean, Cam Newton can still play.
But teams don't. That's the crazy thing about it. Teams don't want Kaepernick for whatever reason.
Negative publicity between the fans. I mean, look what Bud Light just did when they had that promotional going on, and all the people were buying the beers and tossing it out or whatever. It's just the America that we live in.
Huh. All right, so we got some information in that just came into the show, and it's about Travis Kelce.
Oh.
He got into a little squabble today at Chiefs camp.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I guess stop. I guess Travis Kelce was at camp and he took a pass, and after this pass, defender came up, tried to knock the ball out of his hands, and Travis Kelce didn't like it.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see what happened on that play. When it's hot outside, those frustrations come out. So this is the second day. This is the second day that this has happened. Kelsey's got into it with the defender.
Number 43 is cut.
He's out of there. That's just what happens, and that's for
who is number 43?
He's a second teamer.
Is he
second teamer? So yeah, it's safety.
That was a white cornerback.
Yeah, safety.
Man. Never seen one of those.
Nah, but here's the thing about it though. When the Heat is, and Travis Kelce or Coach Reed talked about it yesterday, sometimes some of the after the play things happen, and he brings out a lot of frustration.
Yeah, it does, man. Yeah, I always say the cold makes you cuss, the hot makes you fuss. Just think about it. When it's cold outside, you go out there and you be like, you say that word. because it's cold. And then when it's hot, you ready to knock somebody out because it's too hot. Get away from me. It's too hot. Move.
Yeah. So should Chiefs fans be concerned about? They should be concerned about that.
Yeah, you need to keep your composure. You got 2 Super Bowls, man. I think the pressure's on. I think they're not gonna make the playoffs. I think it's all downhill from now. Whatever. Nah, it's just the nature of the game, man. There's a lot of fights in training camp. I want to see who are they practicing against with that team? Are they doing any of that like the Dallas Cowboys?
No, Chiefs never do that. Andy doesn't have that. No,
he doesn't do that.
No. As much as I want to see it, as much as I want to see it, no.
You know what I want to see?
What's that?
I want to see Patrick Mahomes go down. I can't say that.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. Thank you for checking us out. As always, you can watch a rewind of our show on Mondays, 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio. Until next week, we are out of here.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundation, or affiliates.